Now to our continuing coverage of National Invasive Species Awareness Week. We're taking a closer look at the uninvited guests threatening our land and water.
Fox 23's Paige Orr is live in the newsroom. Paige, experts say invasive species don't just damage the environment, they can cause other problems too.
Nathan Shea, an invasive species is any living thing that isn't native to an ecosystem and is causing harm. They crowd out the plants and animals that are actually supposed to be here. Today I spoke to conservationists who tell us the reason we should all care is because these species directly affect our wallets, our safety, and the health of our communities. Whether it's in the water or on land, native species are part of a delicate balance. But when an invasive species is introduced, that balance shifts. Elaine Gaynor with the State Department of Wildlife says the damage can be physical and economic.
Generally, it's harmful to the environment, the economy, and or people. A lot of those species are harmful to all three of those different categories, unfortunately.
Because invasives have no natural predators here, they spread unchecked. In our water, they clog infrastructure that costs millions to repair. On land, they can become a public safety hazard. Laurie Bibby with the Tulsa Urban Wilderness Coalition says invasives like the eastern red cedar don't just crowd out native grasses, they change the very nature of the land.
They become a big threat of wildfire. Now, they are a native, but they are also an invasive because they grow very rapidly, and they are one that consumes a lot of water, which leads to drought. So they're very detrimental to cattle.
So why should the average homeowner care? OSU Extension Specialist Laura Goodman says preventing the spread starts with what we choose to plant at home.
There are still quite a few invasive species that are often sold. The Japanese honeysuckle, privet, so Chinese privet is another one that is still broadly sold and planted.
Being aware means making better choices at the garden center and protecting the open spaces we love. Recently, volunteers at Ray Harrold Nature Park even turned the problem into a solution, clearing out invasive vines and weaving them into baskets.
All ecology and all conservation starts at home. So by just removing those things from your own property, you're making a huge difference.
Officials recommend searching and checking the searchable database provided by the Oklahoma Invasive Plant Council to make sure the wildlife that you are seeing and that you plant supports Oklahoma's native habitat. Live in the newsroom covering news that matters, Paige Orr, Fox 23 News.
To find that searchable database and for more information about invasive species, go to this story on fox23.com.